Hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. As we're heading into the weekend, let's take a look at the structure as we're heading into the weekend, as we are completing a trading week in which basically the Natgas market only focused on the downside, and still we have no evidence for a low at the moment on Natgas. I've got the continuous contract chart open here. This is sort of the chart that I use for long term. What I would like to share with you is I look at the chart again, and due to its inability to bounce, okay, so ideally it should have bounced already. I mean, it's sort of the $1.61 level. It's at the key inflection point. I'm thinking about an alternative as well. I mean, this is still my preferred scenario where we say, okay, we are here in this wave C to the downside, which started in August 22. So that's here quite a long-term downtrend that actually started before. This is only the B wave top, but we had a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and we're now in this wave 5. And basically the idea that I shared with you on the smaller time frame is that in this wave 5 that we're dealing with here, we could get one more 4-5 pattern. Resistance at the moment is between $1.78 and $2.04. And the idea is that we get one more low, okay, in this scenario. I would like to share with you, however, what my perspective would be if we from here break out above $1.92 and then also above $2.04, because above $2.04 I cannot justify anymore that this is a wave 4 and we get one more low. I would have to assume we are breaking out in one way or another. And it will depend to a degree on the structure that we will see when we break out. But obviously we've seen now, I mean, this market, it's oversold again, okay? It's quite oversold. That doesn't always mean it needs to get a massive bounce. I mean, it did get sort of a bounce here in December after it was oversold already, but it was not a substantial bounce, okay? Also here, the market was oversold in January. That was January last year, February last year. And it was a bounce, okay? No substantial reversal, but it still took the market several months, I mean, half a year, if not maybe longer, to basically correct that move down and that oversold condition. So I just want to make sure that it's clear that because we are so oversold, it could at least mean that, yep, we are maybe not reversing yet if we break above micro resistance, but we could at least get a more substantial corrective rally. So I just want to introduce an alternative that we can watch in parallel should we break above that $2.04, $2.05 level. And the wave count is basically very similar. I will highlight it in a different color. But yeah, it's already here. Wave 1 down, wave 2 up. But then this structure here would look a little bit different. Actually, in the alternative perspective, I would say that the third wave only finishes here. We could then get a larger fourth wave and one more low. Okay. I will, however, highlight this maybe in light blue or something. Yeah. And just got to change the wave degree. And I would have to count this move here in a different way. Basically, we would have here a small 1-2 setup, possibly here a 3, possibly here a 4, here a 5. But that would be at this stage only my alternative, because I don't think it counts that well. Also, the proportions between this wave 2 and this wave 4, they're even worse than between what we already have in the white count. But nevertheless, it's a viable alternative, I think, that we need to consider should the market break out above that micro resistance that I share on the smaller time frame chart. And what would be the resistance level for that? Maybe we should talk about that. Resistance for this larger wave 4, which I don't want to call it a target, but it's sort of, let's say, a ballpark figure, you know, where the price might find resistance, sort of a, you know, roughly a resistance area for this wave 4 here. And it's sort of in the area between 280 and 335, yeah, for blue wave 4. If we then even break above that level, then that would further emphasize that we could have bottomed already overall down here. Yeah, so these are the important markers that we have to watch. Also, this 335 level is here where a previous swing high is sitting. But at the moment on the smaller time frame, I'm just following basically this white count that we also see here with just this move completing everything. But we might just see here this one more 4-5 pattern. Difficult market at the moment. Essentially, it needs the right structure to really confirm we have bottomed. That means I need to see a 5-wave move up above resistance followed by a 3-wave pullback. That's not necessarily going to confirm that let's say the long-term low is in, but it could still suggest that at least we're moving up in this larger wave 4. If we see a setup on a smaller time frame, it might provide the opportunity to get positioned, move up the stop loss, and then just wait and see what happens in this sort of key resistance area. Okay, looking at the smaller time frame, really there is nothing to add. I think we're close to completion of this circle wave 3, but the market has not shown a bounce yet. We have visually enough waves to the downside complete to call circle wave 3 complete. Maybe on the micro level, I can make a case for another low here, but certainly there is no evidence that a low has been struck. We're fighting with this trend line now, 3 waves up from the low, so that at the moment still shows downside pressure remains high. We haven't even taken out the previous swing high, which is at $1.67. So in the last video I highlighted, minimally I need to see a break above the trend line, which hasn't happened yet, plus a break above this wave 4 high at 167 to suggest that we are on our way at least into this first resistance area. Then we have also this descending trend line that we can watch in parallel. So it essentially depends on how the next week starts. If we get a bounce to the upside or a gap up, then it could be the start of circle wave 4. If we head further to the downside, then the next support level is $1.35. And I'm leaning with a larger trend, which is down. So basically, I'm watching for further downside until the market provides me with a break above resistance, okay, which would be our signal that the rally into the, at least into this resistance area, probably first of all around the 192 area, has started. So that's my update about Natgas. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500 as well as regular updates about stocks, please check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.